dears, I'm just going to come on and quickly show you how to make one of my flowers. None of the techniques are new. I've learnt, as I've said hundreds of times, all my flowers, I've learnt them all off Fiona. The only difference is in the combination of laces that you use and the layers, and and you just make it your own. So this is one that I'm going to show you how to make using some of my laces that I do sell in my shop. Some of them won't be available until next week because no sooner do I get them in than they sell out, I'm afraid. So, but yeah, this is a lovely, lovely, lovely 1, 2, 3 layers and then a flower centre. Okay, and what I've used is this one, which is coming back in stock, and I've used one of the Gupier laces that I get, and this is a buttercream, quite a rich one. It's lovely. Now I'm going to be cutting this down. These ones are I only charge like £1 a yard for these. So you can afford to cut them down. I'm going to try and crack on because I have done a video making the first flower that I've just shown you, and it went to about 20 minutes, which is no good, is it, for a flower? It's way too slow. So I'm just doing a running stitch. And this is already gathered. A running stitch is just down and up, or in and out, in and out. Anybody that says they can't make these flowers, you're not trying, because it is easy. And my 6-year-old, well no, she's 7 now, my 7-year-old can do a running stitch. It's easy. Okay, now I do measure a lot when I'm making flowers because I like a lot of gather. So what, people say to me, how much do you use? Mine are as gathered as yours. Well, if you can see, look, I've not cut a piece. I'm starting from a long piece, and I just do it till I think I've got enough. And what I'll do is I'll pull it tight, and then I'll bring it round as if I'm going to finish it off, and I'll think, and I'll look at it, and I'll say to myself, has that got enough gather? And if I think it has, then I'll stop. And if I think it could do with a bit more, I'll do a bit more. And that's how I do it. On these ones, on the Gupier style one, I do that. I do measure that. I measure it by counting the scallops. Okay, and I'll show you that in a minute. Right, so I've decided I've got enough gather. I'm just going to put the two ends together. I've slackened it back off so I can find the ends, and then I will pinch the ends with my finger, get hold of the rest of the bulk of the lace, and then just knit the ends together like that. Give it a couple of stitches. I do like to add a knot in the end. Not everybody does, but I do, just to double check, because the amount of times I've done them and then they've come undone because the stitches have slipped through the holes in the lace, and then I do stitch the ends together. You can glue them. A lot of people do just glue them. That's fine. This is just my personal preference. I like to sew them. Okay? And then I'll just put a stitch and a tiny knot in the end. That's just that's just my personal preference. You can glue them. I just like to avoid as much contact with glue as I can because I end up burning myself. Then you just open it out and just faff about with it until it's nice and even. Pull it round like that. Have a look, put it flat on deck, have a look. If you're still not happy, give it a bit more of a faff about. That's fine. This is going to be the bottom layer anyway. Then you get a piece of felt. I like to use felt. I do like to use doilies for the back of mine, but they're becoming too expensive to use and too rare. I can't get hold of them. So this is a 2-inch circle of felt. Okay, put your flower on carefully. Spread your petals out again if you want to, so it's nice and even. Press down. Okay, you have got, a little bit of time to move it about. And one tip, if you're really not happy once you've glued something, you can pull it off really quickly before it sets. But if it's set, okay, and you're really not happy, Get your heat gun on it, melt the glue. Okay, just give it a quick waft with the heat gun. Don't waste it, just redo it. Take the felt off, like I say, melt the glue with your heat gun. Now with this guppy style one, you'd think you couldn't use that and do a running stitch to make a flower. Well, you can. I'm going to trim off this end bit here, and then I'm going to run my stitch in and out of these holes here. Okay, and I've got 12 scallops. That's just the right amount to go with this flower here, which is going to be, it's going to end up at just under 4 inches wide, this flower. Okay, if you were doing a bigger flower, you'd do more scallops. If you were doing a smaller flower, you might do less. Okay, so I'm just going to trim all of that, you know, the border part to the lace off. Now some people might think that it's a shame, but I sell these at such a reasonable price. Cutting them up and using them for a flower is not a problem, you know. There we go. And again, you just, oh, I don't want to lose my, re-knot your lace, not your lace, your thread. Now on this one, you want to do a knot at the end where you're starting, because it's quite widely woven. Your stitch would just run straight back through. So go around like that, back through again, tie it in a knot. Okay, and knot it. Then you're going in and out of each hole. Okay, in, out, in that hole, up that hole, down in that hole, like that all the way along. Okay, I'm going to speed it up because I want to not go over the dreaded 15 minutes. We can't be having that. Not when you're on an iPad, you can't go over 15 minutes. It's against the law. It's not allowed. Can't do it. You just can't be done. It's as simple as that. Oh dear. So in and out. Just like that. Yep, that's it. And because you're doing it in the middle of the circles, that's the pattern of the lace, it'll be nice and even, and it'll be just perfect. So all the way through, pull it together, get your 2 ends, join them. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be gathered up. Okay, just get in there. Get your 2 ends, join them up. Now you might think it's a bit bulky and a bit untidy. It won't be. Trust me, I'm a doctor. I know what I'm on about. Pull it nice and tight and then just stitch it together. Okay, just stitch your ends together. Quite a few stitches, because don't forget this is a wide woven lace in a lot of parts, so you don't want your stitches coming through. Couple of knots. I use quite fine cotton as well, mate, so that you can't see it. Although when you're making flowers, you very rarely see the. And then just spread it out, just like you would with any other flower that you're making. You spread it out nicely like that. Put it flat on deck if you want. And there you go, like that. Get your glue gun. Nice big circle, a circle line of glue in the middle, not just one big blob. Do it round in a circle, because then that will hold your flower down better. Decide which is your right way up. I'm going to decide that it's that way. I'm just going to fan that out a bit more, I think, until I'm happy with it, which I am, and then place it on top of that one. You've still got time to faff about with it before the glue sets if you want. Okay. Now there's no law that says your bottom layer of lace has to be like 3 inches bigger than the underneath layer. As long as you can see them both, which you can because they're different kinds of lace, and this one's scalloped. and you can still see that one underneath. Yeah, but you don't have to protrude. You know, you don't have to go like 4 inch, 2 inch, you know, there's no... And then what I'm going to do is, these are plaques. Rachel Hart's got me addicted to these. She gifted me a load of them, and I loved them so much. I've searched and searched and searched and searched till I found them at a really good price, and I'm going to be getting these in my shop to go specifically to go in for flower making. So you put some glue in the middle there, and you just put that right in the middle and gently, and then press down quite firmly. Do you like balloon bands? Latest fad out there. Can't move in our house for balloon bands, they're everywhere. And then I'm going to add this flower centre that I've made out of the flat back pearls, and then I've put silver beads around the edge. I haven't backed them on card, I've just glued them on, because I'm good. And I'm practised till I got it right. Okay, plenty of glue. In fact, I'll have a bit more on there. Plenty of glue on theirs. And then put it in the middle, and then press down quite firmly, because that will make the middle of your flower go in and the petals come out and kind of give it a poofiness, I know what I mean. So there you go. There's another flower. Okay. Out of the lovely Gupier lace, and then some more traditional gathered lace. So, I mean, how many minutes am I on? 11. I've got this one in my store as well, which I have cut down to there before and made, and put a running stitch and used that for the inside of a flower with those lovely points. It looks amazing. I've got these other thinner ones as well that are all ready, that don't need cutting down, like this one. You could do a running stitch in there, gather it up, count 12 of those. Fantastic. Make beautiful flowers, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful flowers. Right, ladies, so there we go. That's how you can make lovely flowers using the Gupier lace. As I say, normal Gupier lace you wouldn't use for flowers because it's so expensive, but because it's such a reasonable price, well, I sell it at such a reasonable price you can afford to. And that rich buttercream goes lovely with the pale and then with the white. Right, that's how I make flowers. What else has everybody been on at me for? Butterflies. Butterflies next. Right, ladies, thanks for watching. Take care and I'll see you soon.